Am I the asshole for refusing to split the dinner bill because my dish was half the price of the others? Last week I went to dinner with work colleagues. The agreement was for everyone to order what they wanted. I ordered a more standard dish and a drink, which came to about $32. Most ordered appetizers, expensive dishes, desserts and various drinks, and the bill for the table came to more than $400. When the waiter brought the bill, someone suggested splitting it equally. I said I didn't think it was fair, since I had spent less than half of what they had spent. I explained politely, but the atmosphere became strange. Some colleagues said that the fun is in sharing, and that I was being cheap. I ended up only paying for what I consumed and left a good tip, but since then I feel like some people are avoiding me at the office. One of them even commented that I ruined the night, and that adults know how to split the bill without complaining. I was really uncomfortable paying almost double what I spent. But now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for not wanting to split the bill equally? You're being cheap. Ugh, that old chestnut again. I don't think you understand what cheap means. Being cheap means not being able to pay for what you've ordered, but expecting others to subsidize your bill. The fun is in sharing. Absolutely, as in, sharing food that is meant to be shared. Not as in, sharing other people's bill, not the asshole. Not the asshole. Everybody has a budget and they make choices accordingly. Splitting is something you all want, or all don't do. I would stop going out with these people. Also a tip for if you are ever in that situation again. Go to the bathroom before the discussion about the bill starts. There's always the risk of a majority wanting to split, then to the place where you pay and pay your part and tip. Then inform the others that you just had a text and you need to leave right away, but don't worry, you have just paid your part including a tip for your part. Not the asshole, but this demonstrates the importance of establishing how the bill should be paid from the start. I would argue that adults do know how to split the bill without complaining and that the starting point of splitting the bill is, pay for your own stuff. Not the asshole. Who's cheap? The person who wants to pay what they owe or the person who wants to pay less than they owe through someone else subsidizing them? You are not an asshole, but that's not how dinners with corporate colleagues work in the US. So a lot of it depends on your location and work environment. If none of them have any say in your future promotions or raises, or have access to the ear of someone who does, then there is no harm and it doesn't matter. If they do, it may end up costing you more than the $30 you saved on the bill. Am I the asshole for not separating drinks in a cooler? Last weekend I hosted a small barbecue at my house. I invited a few friends and some neighbors since the weather was nice. One of my neighbors brought their young kid who is about 8 years old. I set out food, drinks, and a cooler with beer and soda. Everything was going fine until I noticed the kid had taken one of the beers from the cooler. I immediately took it away and told him that it was not for him. The neighbor got upset and said I should not have put alcohol where kids could reach it. I was confused because the cooler was sitting on the patio next to the grill, clearly full of beer cans, and I did not expect an 8-year-old to just grab one without asking. I told the parent that they should be keeping an eye on their child. The parent got defensive and left early with the kid. Now word has gotten around to some of the other neighbors and I feel like people are whispering about me being careless. I feel bad because I did not want anyone to feel uncomfortable at my house, but at the same time I do not think it was my responsibility to child-proof everything when there were parents right there. So am I the asshole for not separating the beer cooler from the rest of the food at my barbecue, or should the parent have been more responsible for watching their child? A neighbor's barbecue is not free childcare. They should have been watching their child. Rather than apologize for their child taking without asking, they tried to shift the blame to you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Anyone old enough to drink whatever they want without needing parental permission is old enough to read. Beyond that, beer is not appetizing unless you are used to the taste or desire the alcoholic effect. An 8-year-old fits neither of those categories, so something weird is going on there. This is 100% on the parents. I mean, generally if there's kids there you would have a cooler for the kids and one for the adults. But at the same time it's on the parent to check that and to tell the kid what they can and can't have. I feel like this is going to vary by your location and culture too. Not the asshole. People should be supervising what their kids are doing. Not the asshole. Parents need to parent. If the kid isn't smart, wise enough to recognize the things he drinks, the parents should have attended to his needs before he attempted to fend for himself. Or maybe their reaction was just a cover to hide the fact that their 8-year-old regularly consumes beer at home. That's 100% a parenting issue. A child should not be helping themselves to food or drinks at someone else's house without asking. Am I the asshole for using the term fat-fingered on a Teams call presenting an Excel file to 10+ people, mostly clients? I apologized to the group for a formula error. Exact words were, "Sorry everyone, I must have fat-fingered the keys." This was met with a brief, but stern reprimand from one of the clients who said my phrasing was denigrating to overweight people. I quickly apologized and moved on, but later in the day was irritated that this person felt the need to discuss this in front of the wider group of clients, rather than speaking to me after the call. What do you think? Hi, I'm fat, you're not the asshole. Fat fingers don't even fully correlate to a person's body shape. Tendencies, yes, but not all fat people have fat fingers, and some not fat people do. That said, it's a client and sucking up that kind of thing is part of the job. Just saying you typoed in the future won't be a major hardship. As a fat person, I'm more offended that the client is assuming you mean something negative by using the word fat. The word fat shouldn't be negative. I could see how this may cross a line in a professional environment. Maybe next time, try the phrase, cock-fingered, and explain that it is in reference to your big fat cock. This is absurd, obviously not the asshole. Not the asshole, but next time maybe use, oops. I dragged my tits across the keyboard on that one, or, damn, I must have tapped that out with my massive rod. No one could be offended by those. Not the asshole. Your client is crazy, but dealing with crazy clients is sometimes part of the job. I think they embarrassed themselves more than they embarrassed you. The expression, fat-fingered, is not denigrating to overweight people. My recollection is that the term rose in use with the early BlackBerry. Tiny keyboards made everyone's fingers relatively fat. Am I the asshole for not canceling plans to be there for the birth of a friend's baby? So I, 27F, reconnected with a childhood acquaintance, 29F, recently when she moved to my city. My dad and her mom used to work together. We weren't close growing up, but when she moved to my city around 5 months pregnant, she reached out. I know how lonely it can be to move somewhere new, so I agreed to hang out and tried to help her settle in. When I moved here, I didn't know anyone either. And now I'm the only one she knows. At first it was fine. I did little things like I drove her to look at apartments, she didn't have a car, helped her run errands, and my dad even built her furniture when she got an apartment. My dad came to visit me for the weekend and we spent it helping her settle in. She has no support system, the baby's dad is out of the picture, and she's unemployed, not sure how she's funding everything. I genuinely wanted to be kind and supportive. I even introduced her to some of my friends and she was so rude to them and then wouldn't stop talking poorly about them. But then things escalated. She started demanding I go with her everywhere. Doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, even to do nails. She started jokingly calling the baby, our baby, because I've been around so much. She'll say things like, our baby is craving fries from McDonald's, and beg me to get them for her. She even offers to pay me. She refuses to use meal delivery apps because she doesn't trust that they won't do something to the food, she says. This has been going on for months. Fast forward. I'm a bridesmaid in my best friend's wedding and flying home, Puerto Rico, for 4 weeks to help with the shower, rehearsal, wedding, and even organizing her closet in her husband's apartment while she's on her honeymoon. They don't live together until after the wedding. When my acquaintance came over and saw me packing, she lost it. She said I never told her about my trip. She said she was counting on me to be there for the birth, which will definitely happen while I'm away. I leave tomorrow and she's ready to pop any minute, and even expected me to move in with her for the first month after the baby was born to help out, since I have nanny experience. She also told me she was planning on me watching the baby on the days I work from home, 2 days of the week. I told her I wasn't canceling my flight or shortening my trip, and now she's furious, saying I'm abandoning her and the baby. That I'm all they have. She's posting about me on social media saying I betrayed her. Her mom, who lives in our state just 4.5 hours away, is commenting and encouraging her. I told my mother about this and she also said I was a bad friend to leave her and her baby when they need me. That she agrees moving in is a lot but I should be there during birth, only travel for the wedding, and then come back to help with meals, etc. And told me she won't be picking me up at the airport tomorrow because she knows I'll do the right thing. So, am I the asshole? What kind of fatal attraction gaslighting nonsense is this? No, you're not the asshole. You did not agree to be this woman's life partner. You did not agree to be her live-in nanny for the first month. You did not agree to share this baby with her. I mean, do you really even consider her a friend? You are under no obligation to do anything for this woman, and it is absolutely insane that she and your mother seem to think the fact that you have helped her out in the past somehow makes her entitled to more help from you in the future. This is bizarre, and it's even more bizarre than both your moms are supporting this insanity. Not the asshole, just to reiterate. I must have missed the part where you, female, helped make that baby, and decided to take ownership by becoming the father. Did I miss that part, or are these folks out of their goddamn minds? You have allowed yourself to be sucked into this unhealthy dynamic. You are not this girl's partner and she has taken you for granted. You committed to your friend's wedding and it seems you are so taken for granted that you weren't even asked to help with the baby. Now she is posting on social media you have an opportunity to block her. She can seek support from those who should be helping. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your mom can move in with the unstable lady and her newborn. This situation is bonkers, you need to end it. Do it now, there will never be a good time, but do it now before your life gets completely taken over. I think you need to cut the crazy out of your life rolling on the floor laughing. Not the asshole. You need to start laying some hard boundaries now, or else this will either escalate or end the friendship. Please don't miss out on seeing your family, because this woman has decided you are all she needs. She needs family and support, and she's abusing your kindness instead. She needs to move back in with the mommy she's been tattling on you to if she's so desperate for help. Also, shut that free babysitting stuff down now, or else you're going to find a baby left at your doorstep while she runs errands.